Hello.
Wait, can I go to the toilet first? Well,
Yes, yes, yes. Go, go, go. I will wait.
okay. Now I can go back.
Okay. So, is everything okay now?
Yes.
Okay. And how was your day so far? Can you please tell me? Okay. What did you do today so
Very
far?
good. I just go to school and I just went to school and nothing bad happens.
Okay, so you just went to school. Okay, very nice. And can you please tell me, do you have any plans tomorrow or on the weekend? Soon it will be weekend. Do you have any plans for the weekend?
I think I don't have any plans for weekends.
Okay, now we will start. Okay, we will continue where we stopped on our previous class. Just one moment, please, just to find correct material. Okay, before. Okay, I suppose that you can see my screen, but before we start, can you please tell me how often? Can you please tell me how often do you exercise? Can you please tell me how often, for example, do you exercise?
I exercise about 4 times a week.
Okay, and what type of the exercise do you usually do? What is something that you usually do?
Type of exercise. That I either ride bike or I run.
Okay, very nice. And do you think is this enough? What do you think, in your opinion? Is it when you do exercise? Do you think this is enough? What do you think?
I think that that's enough.
Okay, very nice. And why do you think so? Why?
Because that's enough that I don't feel tired or I feel too tired after I exercises. So I think that's good.
Okay, and we used to speak about some food on our previous class. For example, what type of the food is good for exercise? When you exercise, okay, so do you have any diets, for example, when you want to exercise? Do you have?
Okay, so wait. I wait for me. I think that I have like my physical education book, so I can show you about the diet.
Okay, and okay, and this is something that is great. Okay, for example, do you think having a really good diet? Do you think that is a good for our body and for ourselves? What do you think? When you have when you have a diet, do you think this is something that can be good for your body and yourself? So what do you think?
I think so. There is like 4 groups of food.
Okay. So
First is carbohydrate. That is like corn or rice, or potatoes. And next one is protein. That is includes of fish, seafood, in milk, in meat. And next one is lipid in cheese, in oil, and in the cheese and oil. And the last one is the vitamin. That is that is the fruits and vegetables. The fruits and vegetables.
okay, fruits and vegetables. Okay, and of this, I know that you mentioned earlier. You mentioned earlier that your country is our agriculture country. So, how often, for example, your parents, you and your family, how often do you like do you eat vegetables? So, how often do you usually do that? So how often, for example, your family, how often do you eat certain vegetables? Can you please tell me?
I think that I eat vegetable every day in every meal, except breakfast because eat anything you want. Otherwise, that except that all the meals that I eat are vegetables.
Okay, so all the meals. Okay, very nice. And can you please tell me what is the basic, let's say we call this a basic food that, for example, you're eating with your family. Okay, for example, in my family, we eat a lot of different types of the vegetables. We also eat fruit. Okay, so how about you? Do you, for example, in your family, do you like to eat some fruit? Okay, with your family, do you like to do that?
Yes, yes. And my favorite fruits is watermelon, watermelon, and apples.
Okay, very nice. Now okay. Now how much protein do you eat every day? Do you like, for example, to eat a lot of proteins during the day? So how much proteins do you like to eat during the day?
Uh, so I think that during the day that I often eat fruits in the evening.
Okay. And yes, okay, so this is something that is good, but how about other proteins? What other proteins, for example, you can eat? What other proteins are good and healthy for your body?
I think that some milk products and meats and also some seafood.
Okay, and beside milk products, okay, do you eat something that is related to milk, like cheese? Like, do you like to eat this kind of food?
I think that I like it, but it's a little bit of like, oh no, I think I really like that. But if I eat it every day, that was not good. Since that it produce, although there's really good, but they also have some like fat, in a bad fat. Yeah,
Okay.
that is will go into the body, and it will go into the body, and it will create like it will create your fat because that will go to off your muscles, and then they'll be fatter because of the like extra fat.
Extra fat. Okay. So this is something that okay. Now, and how okay, and how many products do you have every day? So how many dairy products? For example, I drink around 1 liter of milk every day. And how about you? Do you drink milk every day? How much milk do you drink every day?
I think that I drink about half a liter. Oh, one per quarter of a liter. That is 250 milliliters.
Okay. So now let's see. And how about, okay, this is something that is interesting about sweet food. How often do you eat sweet food? Do you like to eat every day? And what do you think about eating sweet food? So what is your opinion about eating sweet food?
So I think that eating sweet food is like not very good because it consists of many sugar, and they're not about the fake full dessert. That is
No.
when your like your must when your stomach is full of water. That's make to trick your brain to think that you are full, but actually not. Just half an hour that you will be hungry again because water like go out of the body very fast, and the saturation that's not pretty good. So you will feel hungry very soon. So and just candies that's one of many reasons that make you feel full. So I think that it's also consists of sugar, which destroys your teeth and can causes tooth decay. Just the same as like a coconut sweet.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
that is okay. That is interesting. And your friends, how much sugar, for example, or sweet food do they eat? Can you please tell me how much? Okay, for example, do they eat during the day? For example, when I was young, a lot of students eat a lot of sugar, and I just want to compare. Okay, when I was young, which something when you about your age. So can you please tell me?
Okay, so I think that's wait. I think that now teenagers nowadays are liking sweets. Wait, let me Google. Uh, okay. So because I think that our brains are wired to enjoy things which makes us happy. So yeah, so sugar in particular release brain chemicals like serotonin that makes us feel good. And this leaves us wanting to experience that good feeling over and over again and day after day. So many people say that they are sugar addicts. Yeah, or consuming real sugar and artificial sweeteners in various forms. And some sweet foods and drinks are incredibly addictive. That's why many processed foods are loaded with them. They trigger the release of dopamine, a brain chemical that motivates us to engage in rewarding behaviors. And over time, our tolerance for sweet foods builds up, and we need more to reward ourselves. And we're basically feeding our taste buds. And this creates a vicious cycle because the taste buds typically crave what you feed them.
Okay, and what in your opinion, what are some other ways? What are some other ways how you can, for example, protect your teeth? Okay, so what else can you do, for example, if you want to protect your teeth? Okay, for example, eating this kind of food. Okay, so this is bad. But to what type of what other types of for example, um, food you can eat? You can eat and protect your teeth. For example, we know that when you're eating a lot of sugar, this is something that, of course, it's not so good. But what other things can be good, for example, for you to eat and for your brain and for everything else? Okay, so what else can be good for your teeth? Okay, so what do you think? Do you know some food that is good for your teeth? Please.
Okay, so I think that to protect your teeth, first is you have to brush your teeth twice a day. One in the morning and one in when you before you go to sleep.
Okay.
And next one is you should drink some Coke. Wait.
That is also related. To sugar and sweet food. But I am asking you about do you know about some fruit that is good for your teeth? Okay, I read some article that when you eat this type of the fruit, you don't need. Okay, uh, okay, you should wash your or brush your teeth. But okay, so what do you think? What is the fruit that help you with your teeth? Do you know? Do you know this? What is the, for example, fruit that is good for your teeth? Do you know that?
So I think there's some fruit and vegetables. Yeah, some fruit and vegetables.
Apples.
Because they consist of very good things. Yeah, like the vitamin A, B, C, D, E, F. They're very good for the teeth.
They are very good
And
for
that's the
our
main
teeth.
food. Yeah. And tell you stuff like that, we can't just eat like soft things like ice cream or like we just eat like some soft things because that with your brain will not be your tooth will not be practiced. Tooth is like another tooth is like part of your body, so they need to practice. So to practice them, you should like eat something that like a little bit, like a little bit of thick, and is like more hard, such as like like let me see some thick food. Yeah, and then when you eat them, your tooth will be practiced, and then you will feel the tooth will be stronger because it's like it is practiced by hard food, so it will be stronger.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yes, okay. Now let's see. Okay, that is quite nice. Okay, and how often, for example, I just want to ask you how often your friends or how often in school do you eat healthy food? Okay, you mentioned we spoke a lot about food in your canteen, that you have a special that you have a specific food, and that you need like you mentioned, you need to eat everything. So
Yes.
yes.
So
So how how often, can you please tell me how often do you eat this kind of food? Can you please tell me how often do you eat
I
that kind
say
of
I
food?
read 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm. 3 times a week. Okay. Yes. Okay. And how about vegetables? What type of the vegetables do you like to do you have in your canteen when you have a, for example?
No, they don't sell vegetables because you have to cook them. So
Mhm.
that takes a very long time. So students are usually hurry. So they can't just wait about 50 minutes for them to cook vegetables. So they
Mhm.
don't sell them.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Now let's see. Okay, so that is quite nice. Okay. Now I want to ask you. Okay, so we have here. Just one moment. Okay. This just I want to share my screen to see it. Complete the text with any, much, many, or a lot of. Okay, we can do this first exercise. Okay. If you want, you can write in the chat. Just one
Yes,
moment.
I read in the chat.
Okay, I will do like this that you can see it. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay. So let's try to read this text.
Okay. Hi, I'm Lucy, and I'm a virgin. I don't eat food that comes
Vegan.
from animals.
Okay, just sorry.
Vegan.
Vegan. Mm-hmm.
So I don't drink any milk or eat any eggs or yogurt. Of course, I don't eat any meat or fish. How much protein is there in my diet? I have a lot of protein. Because I eat nuts, I think my diet is healthy. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables every day. How much vegetables do I eat? I love them. I have some olive oil, and not a lot, every day. It's important to have some fat every day, and olive oil is a good fat. I don't eat any food that is high in sugar, but I usually have a cake for family at the weekend. Vegan cake, of course.
Okay, so in your country, okay, I just we used to speak about a lot of things. I just want to ask you, we have here something that is mentioned about people who are vegans. Okay, so they don't eat any products that are made from animal. Okay, like meat, like milk, like this kind of eggs. Okay, so do you have, for example, I have one student from Vietnam. Interesting thing, he's vegan, okay, or a vegetarian. Okay, so what do you think? What do you think about people who are like this? What do you think about people who are vegetarians? So what is your opinion about them?
So I think that, wait, can you say the question again?
Okay, so we are speaking about vegan people. I don't know in your country, is it common? For example, in my country, we have a lot of people who are like this, who are not eating products that are made from animals. So how about in your country? So do you have, for example, in your country, do you have someone who is vegan in your country? I mean, I just want to ask you about about your let's say your country. Do you have someone who is vegan in your country? Can you please tell me, is this common thing in your country? For example, people who are vegans in your country, is this a common thing?
I think that's not a common thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and why do you think so?
I think the reason for that is because it's I don't have any reason, because that is all depends on them because of their own diet. So I don't know the answer.
Okay. Yeah, and okay, and what is your opinion, for example, of about people who are not eating this kind of products? So, what do you think about this kind of people?
I think that kind of people are actually like, no. I think that it all depends on them. I can't like say about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they are not eating meat. And can you imagine that you're not eating meat? What do you think about this? Can you imagine, for example, that you're not eating meat?
I think that when you're not eating meat, you have some advantage and disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So wait. Let me move this. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, so I think that this is a very long, but I will try to summarize it. So there are seven things that happened if you stop eating meat.
Mm-hmm. So.
Okay. So the first thing that you will reduce reduce the inflammation in your body.
Okay.
Because, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So I think there's a kind of long, but I'll try to read it. If you're eating meat, cheese, and highly processed food, chances that you'll have elevated levels of inflammation in your body. While short-term inflammation, such as after an injury, is normal and necessary, inflammation that lasts for months or years is not. Chronic inflammation has been linked to the development of arthritis. Wait, I don't know this
Art
word.
arthritis.
Okay, I will type it in the chat box so you know the word.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, and auto autoimmune disease, among other conditions. In contrast, plant-based diets are naturally anti-inflammatory because they are high in fiber, antioxidants, and are. There is another word.
Okay, show me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Phytonutrients. Okay.
And much lower in inflammatory triggers such as saturated fat and endotoxins. Toxins released from bacteria commonly found in animal foods. Studies have shown that people who adopt no-meat diets can dramatically lower the level of C receptive protein or CRP, an indicator of inflammation in the body. Maybe that I would like to copy it so you see the word that I mispronounce.
Mm-hmm. Okay, for example, I read an article. If you eat too much meat, that you will have heart problems with your heart. So, what do you think about this? For example, if you
Okay.
okay.
So let me see some words that I mispronounced.
Yes, can you repeat, please? I couldn't hear.
So I upload this in the chat box so you can see some word that is mispronounced or you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, okay, so we have here this in contrast, plant-based diets. Okay, so when we are eating plants. So what do you think about eating plants? Okay, so when you have this diet, so what do you think about this?
Um,
About
I
eating?
think, yeah. So eating plants is actually pretty good rather than meat. And tell you a small fact, maybe that you were scared after this. But okay, so in Cambodia, that the country that
Cambodia.
right next to Vietnam, yes, that is they have a lot of they have a lot of. I think they have a lot of farms that are used to like uh that are used for like uh I don't know what the word is. Okay, so in Cambodia, there is like a lot of farms that try to feed some cows, and the Cambodians that don't eat their own meat. Do you know why?
Why?
Because they know the reason why. Because they know the reason why the cow is so fat, and it produces a lot of meat. Because um, the cow is being sold by the white. The more white, the more money.
Of course.
Okay. Yes. So okay. So don't some farmers that don't not only feed the cows the grass, they also feed the cows. That's the thing that when you just look at the name, you feel like it's very fat.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing is, wait, I have to. So that thing is called a growth powder.
Okay.
On an average cow, if they eat these every day, 1 month that they can grow up by 100 kilograms.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So after they have enough white, they will be sold for Vietnamese before they get short for the growth powder. Yes, that's very dangerous. But an average Vietnamese will just like buy like 10,000 cows every month. But they don't know that the carbonation actually feeds that thing. And we
Mm-hmm.
don't know what the thing comes from, how it produces the growth powder. So it's very dangerous. So to
Mm-hmm.
avoid this, I think that we should eat plants instead. Because if we don't know that our meat every day is actually meat from a cow that eats a growth powder, yes,
Okay.
it's very dangerous. Yeah.
Uh,
Yes,
okay.
it's a real story. This is a real story, and it still happen now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why the Cambodia have to like buy meats from other countries because they're scared of the meat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So they can be really scared of the meat. Okay. And
But they still, yeah, they
yes,
still feed them.
but this is something that is also happening, for example, in my country. Okay, so this is
Yeah.
something that, okay, so a lot of people now, I don't know why, but food changed the taste. Okay, so taste of the food is completely different. When I was young, for example, when I used to drink a lot of milk. Okay, so now, okay, I also drink milk, but the taste of the food is different. Okay, like uh, for example, when you try a food from let's say from the countryside, the same food that you are eating, let's say in a countryside, and you are eating, for example, in your home, in your city, it's completely different. I'm speaking about it only about the taste of the food. It's much how should I say, it's much better when you eat food from a countryside, when you compare, for example, eating food from your in the city, the same food. For
Yeah.
example, you go to buy at the grocery, in the grocery store, you buy some groceries, you buy some eggs, you buy some but when you, for example, want to make some scrambled eggs or something like this, the food is completely different when you compare from the countryside. So I don't know why, but this is something that happens, and I think, in my opinion, this is something that can be really really bad for some generations. When you have this type. Okay, so when you're eating food that is, first, it's not healthy. Second thing, products are completely uh, bad, let's say bad for your stomach, for your diet, for everything. And we have here, for example, we call this salama, or this is like a bacon or something like this that look like a bacon, but only a small percent of the meat you have. This is like it's like a bacon, but it's a roll over, and we call this salami. Okay, and this in this particular salami, you don't have a big percentage of meat. You have only small percentage. Everything else is like how should I say? It's completely. It's not natural. It's not made natural. Okay, it's made completely differently when you compare, for example, with other types of the food for example, from your country and other countries. Because I know in your country that you mentioned that agriculture is one of the key, one of the most important things in your about the food Okay, for example, when you're eating. So I don't know what to say, but this is something that happens not just in my country. This is something that happens in whole Europe. You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
that's the thing that people in the country don't want to eat their own products because they know exactly why that is not very good. Yeah.
Yes. It's not very good. We can say that it is disaster. For example, when you okay, it's for example, I'm a grown man. I'm a big man. But for example, if you want to give someone who is developing themselves, like you, like someone like my son, 3 years old, you will not give that product because this product is first of all, it's not healthy. This is the first thing, and second thing, we have other things that are completely not healthy, and and I don't know why. For example, people are trying to eat this specific food. Okay, and this is something that is for people it's really bad. But okay, but this and you have, for example, okay, you can get you can you because of this food you can get sick and etc. Okay, so as other bad things can happen to you because of this type of the food, you know. So this is something that is really bad, and this is why, for example, my friend used to tell me, who visited Vietnam, that food is much quality of the food is much better comparing to our food here.
Yeah. And I
uh,
think that's why that people go to Vietnam and they don't want to come back because of the first is like the food quality is better than quantity.
of
You know
course,
that?
of course.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that the Vietnamese is often like pay attention to the quality rather than the quantity. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's exactly what the Japanese does in the Kobe meat. That's why it costs about $4,000 per 85 Japanese Kobe. But it costs about $4,000
Mm-hmm.
because uh, I will give it like some statistics. That is each cow. We have each cows that are 700 kilograms wide. That is produces 400 good meat, 400 good kilograms of meat. And 1 year, only about 1,000 cows that can make meat. So a total of 400,000 kilograms. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why it is so expensive. Yeah. Why? Because each cow has their own unique certificate, and the
Mm-hmm.
water they drink that come from like 180 meters deep well.
Mm-hmm.
So the Kobe meats that like it can listen to some songs. There will be message. They have everything that they need for 3 years straight, and hundreds of thousands of dollars gone because of the one Kobe. And the same with Wagyu too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is story. So Vietnamese is the same. They sold less, but each product is checked. Carefully checked from a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
tell your small fact that 80% of the Japanese food is a raw one. They don't
it
eat cooked food much.
row,
Yeah. Uh, 80%. Yeah. And you know why?
why?
That's because the Japanese pay attention to the quality. So that they can eat some raw food without any problems. There was salmon that some scientists that said that you should eat it raw instead of cooked because you can keep all the nutrition, omega-3 in them. And you know that is Japanese that eat raw egg. That when
Mm,
an egg is broken, they will just
mm,
eat straight.
mm-hmm.
Although that's it's Vietnamese in some sort of countries, they think that oh my god, that's some sort of I think that it could look disgusting. But Japanese eat it. You know why?
Why?
That's because eggs in Japanese have to go to 25 checkers. Yeah, go through 25 checkers, check every single egg once, one by one. Yes, that's to 25 checkers, and one by one. And that's why is that they can eat raw egg because it has no virus, nothing that poisonous. Yeah, so I think that that's one of the reasons that people love eating something in Vietnamese and Japanese because they like put the quality that's up in the quantity, and that's the story.
Because I know this because when I was young, okay, so my family used to make this is like a little Japanese birds, and we used to eat these eggs, and these eggs can help you with, for example, when you have a problems with your lungs and etc. And I can say that we used to eat these eggs, but mixed with sugar, a little bit sugar. Okay, we used to eat this type of the eggs with sugar, and it was first of all, it was delicious. It was nice. It was great to eat this type of the eggs, but uh, and help us when you feel sick, when you have some problems with your breathing, with your, I don't know, with some problems that you're having. It was really good for your body, for everything else. And I'm familiar with this, that someone is eating raw eggs, and this is something that can be really good for yourself. But if you eat constantly, when you eat fried food or food that is like this, you will, of course, you will also have some problems with your body, with your health. You will have a lot of problems. So I'm quite familiar with what you mentioned here in this particular thing. But this is the only eggs. But I don't know about the quality of the meat there in Japan. But I suppose that if they take care, like you mentioned, egg by egg, I think that they are also very careful about other types of the food. Okay,
And
maybe.
you can, yeah. So you can learn about why does Kobe meat taste so good. Next one is why they're so expensive. You will know exactly why, and you know it's definitely worth it. You can search for why does Kobe meat taste so good, and why does Kobe meat very expensive. Just search the two questions in the internet, and we'll drop you the answer.
Okay, so I suppose for example, a lot of people will, like you mentioned, will take care. Will rather have quality than quantity. So I suppose this is the answer. By the end of the day, this is the answer on all of our questions that we are having about food and everything else. Quality is the most important thing. Okay, so like my friend used to say, for example, he takes cares a lot of his body. When he wants to speak, he mentioned to me, I want to have a healthy body. I will rather live 60 years healthy than, for example, than 90 years like plant. Okay, so for example, that you eat something that is not good for your body. So he mentioned to me this, and I can say that he's definitely about this topic. He's definitely right when we are speaking about this topic. So and he this is my friend that visited Japan, your country, and he mentioned me all of these things that, for example, people are having right now in your country about the food and everything else that is related to your food. And he mentioned me that about your ways how you prepare food and everything else, and it is completely different comparing to the food in my country, preparing food and everything else, because here is people are eating fast food constantly. Fast food, fast food, fast food. Okay, fast food sometimes can be okay, yummy, delicious, etc. But in the most ways, it's not good. It's not good for people. This is, in my opinion, what is the key? What is the most important thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so and what do you have something that, for example, can you tell me something about your region? Okay, so we have here, for example, in my country, we have specific region that they are having a specific type of the food. So, do you have a specific region with a specific food in your country?
I think that I don't have any. Okay, so let me Google like wait, there's some unusual food in Vietnam. Unusual.
No, no, specific food. Specific food. I ask you
Uh,
specific food, for
okay.
example.
I think that I don't have any food, and all of them like tasting good, except one.
Okay.
I think that there's a food that are very delicious in Vietnam, but it is I think that it consists in top 10 most dangerous food if we compare to the others. Okay, so this thing that is called a bot, BALUT. You know this?
No.
I will send you an image of this food. I will send you an image of this food. Maybe you know. You know about this food?
What is that?
Okay, so this, I will tell you a story. Okay, so this is a fertilized duck egg with a gestation period of 18 to 21 days in age, which nearly form features of an embryo. This weird and unusual Vietnamese food is nutritious and favorite street food. The image of trying to eat an egg with fully grown fetus, possibly with one feathers, could be horrifying to some people. So I think that was in the image because there's so many words that I mispronounce. Maybe that you will know. Yeah, so you can read about you can hear about this. You can read about this. Yeah, you know how dangerous this food if we compare to some tourists. No. This same is used as a ruler to draw to like identify someone bravery. Yes, this is used as a ruler. You know about using an egg as a ruler to identify someone bravery. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So when tourists see, there is some problems with this because there is like a problem because in the description they said that 18 to 21 days in age, but if we like eat this when it's more than 21 days, so there is a like a couple of circumstances where the egg is hatched. So there is a the duck inside. Yes, when we can see a duck inside of a boat. So when some tourists see this, they screaming because of the scared. Yeah, but I really like eating this. Yeah, this is one of the most and like the most confused one of the most confused word food with if we compare this to the foreigners.
So when you compare when you try for example if what can happen, for example, my friend used to speak to me because this is something that is quite different. for example, he compare people in your country. I'm speaking generally, not man by man. Okay, it's impossible to speak man by man. They become fat. Here in Western countries, people eat junk food and other types of the food, and they become fat because of this. But he mentioned to me that people in Vietnam are not so fat. Okay, they don't, and they are not eating because of the weather. They are not eating so much food.
Yeah.
So,
because Vietnam is still a developed country. So the food is not much. And if we talk about they don't eat much food, I think that one comes from history. So no, but I think that it's called a hunger. In 1945, that killed 2.3 million people out of 23 million people. That's the population of Vietnam in 1945. So if on average every 10 people, one died because only because of the hunger, they starved. They starved to death. When if you live at that decade, when you go out, you just see that million and million of people with just bones and bones because they all don't eat for several days. Yeah, they don't eat for several days, and they I think that's it's like the own dream, but it's so rare, not even none. In just a couple of months, that 2.3 million people died. Considering that only 23 million people is the Vietnam's population that day. Do you know how the sadness is that? I will send you an image about Vietnam, Vietnam in the decade. Okay. Famine of 1945. Yeah.
Okay, and yes, but why people in Vietnam? I just want to hear your critical thinking. Why people in Vietnam are eating? I'm not saying about starving, but what do you think? Why are they eating less food comparing to other countries? Why?
Okay, so there's a reason, but I think that I don't know. Maybe that I will send you an image. No, there is. Okay, so this is a couple of information about the lead into the Vietnamese people in 1945. That's all because of the French. The French is like the main reason for the main reason.
Wow.
Saigon is like the first name of the Ho Chi Minh City before 1976. And the day that this change is 25th April 1976. The Saigon is now changed to Ho Chi Minh City. Yeah, that is the first name.
Yes, I'm familiar with this.
Yeah. Okay, so you can now know that why they leading to this.
Okay, this is something that we used to speak about. This is something in some aspects, not generally speaking. Every country, especially yours, have a unique history. I'm not. Of course, we cannot compare. Every country has specific things in the past. Okay, but reminds me a lot of my country. I used to speak about. I used to tell you about my country that we used to have a lot of wars in last 120 years. So every generation in my country suffered of some wars. For example, my generation used to have 2 wars. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm speaking about my generation. My father's generation also 2 or 3 wars. My grandma used to live in the period of World War II. So I'm familiar with all of these things that you want to share with me. So she basically lived in survived 4 wars. So this is really, really hard.
And there is some like people that survived after Vietnamese fell in 1945. That is, like I said, that is very like, okay, so I will send you 3 image. So I think a sad image about this. Okay, so there is this. This is the first image, and each image has a name. So this is the first image, and yeah, do you know why they see the road?
Oh, I can see it.
That's a very sad, and yeah. So this is first. Yeah, that's so. And the second one, and I think I will give you the description too. And I don't imagine how sad it is.
Oh.
And there is also a last one. That is like the most disgusting. Okay. I think this image, I think that's some from French, like taking photos, because the Vietnamese is now that don't have any good cameras now, so collecting bodies to prepare for burial. Oh my God! You know how disgusting it is, but they have to do it.
Yes.
Well, they stop. Yeah.
Disgusting.
And I think I would talk about another other famine that worse than this, but in Spain in 1921. It's not like this, but people eat each other.
Oh.
Yes, I don't joke. People eat the bodies of each other, and every I think that the government counts that each square meters about 3 people that digging dirt for the bodies. They eat each other, and now bodies is like a meat that they sort people by people. Yeah, they without any glove, they put it in their bare hand. After people died, that I think a ton of people that try to get some meat from them. Oof. Yes, I don't joke.
No.
Joke.
I know. That you're not joking. I know that you're not joking.
I think that I will. If we talk about food, I will talk to you about the Spain female, the same famine in 1921. You will see that how worse it got. And if you want to like know about the Vietnamese famine in 1945, you can search about Vietnamese famine of 1945. So you can go to the Wikipedia about this. Okay,
I definitely will. Okay, Khang. Okay, thank you for this lesson. I learned something new, definitely, with you. Okay, I need to go because I have another class. Another class started 25 seconds ago, so I need to go to another class. But we will continue on Friday. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you for all valuable information. Bye bye. See you next time.
Bye. Bye.